4 movie legends tear it up in Vegas. Harrison Ford is back in space, and a Disney movie that Disney probably doesn't want you to see. Are this week's movies worth your time and money? Let's find out. And stick around to find out how you can get a new Roku streaming digital projector for free.
Hello.
I got news. I'm getting married.
Hey. Tell her she's making a huge mistake.
The good news is we don't have to wait for The Hangover Part 20, because it's just been made by Robert De Niro, Michael Douglas, Morgan Freeman, and Kevin Kline. Those 4 legends star in Last Vegas, a new comedy about lifelong pals who head to Sin City for one last fling before one of them finally gets married. Director John Turteltaub helped turn Nick Cage into an action star in National Treasure, so I'm looking for Las Vegas to roll a lucky 7. You know, I love Las Vegas. The people there are so nice. Look, last time I was there, a guy sold me this Bolex watch, really cheap.
Be happy all the time.
Something's wrong with Elliot.
If Walt Disney made a movie with David Lynch, it would have looked a lot like Escape from Tomorrow, a dark, twisted fantasy horror movie by Randy Moore, now in theaters and on video on demand. To make his movie, Moore used a small video camera and took his actors into Walt Disney World and filmed the whole thing during regular park hours.
You've got quite an imagination, just like old WD himself.
Of course, the Disney folks knew nothing about the project, but I'll bet if you were to defrost old Uncle Walt himself and get a few drinks into him, he'd grudgingly admire the sheer guts it took to make Escape from Tomorrow.
And the alien attack nearly destroyed us. That must never be allowed to happen again.
Don't you love Harrison Ford's voice? In Ender's Game, he plays a guy who's in charge of training kids to fight in a winner-take-all conflict against space aliens. And no one mentions the Force, but even though Ender's Game is based on a classic novel, Ford's presence reminds us just how much Star Wars has impacted virtually every sci-fi movie made since 1977. My favorite sci-fi film has always been Mars Attacks, you know, where Jack Nicholson tries to make nice with the little green men. Ugh. Hey, here's a trivia question for you. How many stars does Harrison Ford have on Hollywood's Walk of Fame? I'll tell you in a minute.
James B. Sullivan.
Mike Wazowski. Listen, it was quite delightful meeting you and whatever that is, but if you don't mind, I have to study my scaring.
You don't need to study scaring, you just do it.
You know, for most animated movies, the folks who do the voices never even see each other. They turn up at the recording studio on different days, and later on someone splices all the dialogue together. But that's not how John Goodman and Billy Crystal worked on Monsters University, now coming out on DVD and Blu-ray.
Okay, I'll lift the bed, you grab the pig. Ready?
What?
1,
No.
2,
No.
3!
No.
Don't let go. Careful, he's a biter.
They recorded together and riffed off each other right there in the studio, and it shows. The two clearly had fun making Monsters University, just like the original Monsters, Inc., so we have a blast too. You know where Monsters University would look cool? Projected up on your wall, like 8 feet wide. And with a Roku streaming video projector, you could make that happen. You want one of these babies? Okay, here's how to get one. The image from the Roku projector is so bright and sharp, it makes animation just seem to pop off the wall. So in the area below, tell me about your favorite animated movie for grown-ups, and tell me why you think it's the perfect cartoon for a grown-up audience. We'll select the writer of the most imaginative answer to receive a brand new Roku streaming projector. My favorite tune for grown-ups is Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki. Remember, you gotta see it, it's like Walt Disney on mushrooms. Be sure to subscribe to the Movies For Grownups channel, and remember, you can find our full movie reviews at aarp.org/movies and on my blog. Thanks for those likes and those shares, and keep the comments coming. Well, that's it for now. And how many Harrison Ford stars are there on the Walk of Fame? Ha! It's a trick question. There are 2, one for our Harrison Ford, and another for a silent film actor who was also named Harrison Ford. Ford number 1 made his last movie exactly 10 years before Ford number 2 was born. Coincidence? Hey, the show never ends on the Movies For Grownups channel. Add your review in the comments section below. Then subscribe, like, and check back next week for more Movies For Grownups.